Oh yeah. Deck Congo music.
How wonderful. Sunshine and a blue sky above the Mediterranean Sea. It would be a perfect cruise day, if not for the murder.
Into the after deck. Nah, I don't wanna leave yet. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm recovered and back to case proper, I think, nah. I was gonna call it, but nah, let's keep going. Do 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 do. Check the side deck. Go to the after deck. This is just leading me to where the saloon door was going to lead me. More than likely, I imagine this is just like a fast track way to
like to lie in the
get
sun
here.
and take a nap, but I don't have time for that at the moment.
Take a nap.
Did Edison have any idea what would become of his invention?
Probably had a slight idea.
These things made quite a racket last night. I couldn't hear myself think.
What about that part where you were
Soft
unconscious?
towels. I could reserve a deck chair with it. No, better not.
Do it. Treat yourself, Zellner. And I guess that's all there is there.
No, Jacob. Business
No.
before pleasure.
I'm looking for the doctor, aren't I? Examine the gangway.
Curious. One can easily toss a gun into the sea from almost anywhere on the ship without being noticed. And yet, the murderer chose the one spot where it's not actually possible.
I mean, if you can't throw a gun over that gangway,
I suppose the life jackets are stowed there.
maybe
close to the
thieving
ring,
isn't for
close at
you.
hand in case of emergency.
or murdering, I guess. Go up the stairs. I don't really want to go upstairs either. So they mentioned his cabin, so I imagine it's with the cabins. Wait, maybe it's that other door opposite of this one down here that I couldn't look at before. Nope. Let's try downstairs. Hello, downstairs.
An evacuation plan? And some tips from the doctor for avoiding seasickness, sunburn, and here.
A schedule activities. Did he say schedule?
Captain? A shuffleboard competition on the forecastle? That's about it.
Forecastle? That is not at all how I thought that word was pronounced. Enter the medical something compartment. I don't know. I think this is where I'm supposed to be, though. Oh my God! It's a dead body.
Hello, Dr. Gebhardt.
And there's the next one.
Excuse me?
You want something else from me, don't you?
No,
I'm
not really.
afraid I do.
What a first day at work. Well,
What's the result of your examination of the victim?
she's dead.
I didn't make you work all night long, Dr. Gebhardt.
She was shot. Point blank shot. Probably with a pistol. It seems like she was lying in bed.
Well, let me tell you, I'm not a gun expert, but I can definitely tell you the
One
difference
shot?
between like a pistol and a shotgun at close range.
And
Big difference.
Only heard one shot, no?
And there's just one entrance wound.
Just one.
One entrance wound,
I am
11
told that
exit
I was
wounds.
drugged.
How that's possible,
seems.
even
What
I
can you
don't
tell me
know.
about it?
Me? Why should that be my business?
Haven't you analyzed the glass?
No, I haven't.
Why?
The inspector said he's the better chemist. I let him do it. That way I could at least concentrate on the
Alright,
body.
I'll give it to you.
Do you think the Baroness might have been drugged? She was very tired and unsteady when Legrand and I saw her.
I mean, it's
I
possible.
heard about that. I must have just missed her in the saloon.
Wow, that was some
without
stilted
having seen her
dialogue.
myself, it is hard
I
to make
must
that.
have just missed her in the
Can you
saloon.
say something about her general health?
She was quite overweight, and the butler said that she suffered from diabetes. Despite that, she hadn't visited a doctor for
So
2
clearly,
years.
the pinnacle of
Doesn't sound
fitness.
good.
Happens more frequently than you might suppose. Some people are scared of doctors and pay with an early death. It is possible that the Baroness wouldn't have lived much longer anyway.
Do you know whose glass I drank from?
What do you mean?
Captain de Conti handed me a glass of champagne.
But maybe it wasn't meant for
Where did he
me.
get it?
I... don't
Yeah, why
know.
would he? Why would the
Did you
doctor
ask
know
him?
that?
I'm just asking because you were also in the saloon when the champagne was served.
Yes, but I only entered the saloon a few seconds before you did. I didn't manage to get a drink myself.
Well, probably for the
Which,
best.
in retrospect, is lucky.
Ah, you're right about that.
Have you already removed the bullet?
Did Legrand send you? What is that Frenchman's problem? I already told you. I will get in touch as soon as I have it. That is also what I told the constable, who he kept sending all night long, once I finally got rid of Legrand himself.
Did he look over your shoulder?
He probably wanted to take the scalpel from my hand and hack away
Ugh.
himself. But this is my surgery, and I will not let amateurs interfere with my work.
Amateurs.
That's understandable. How much longer will it take?
I have just
What?
send my regards to His Majesty.
Thanks. I think that's it for now.
No, that is it for now, then, and later.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to lie down for a few hours.
Actually, like
Can you
that
tell
line.
that to your boss?
But
Oh, I literally thought he went in for a hug, but he was going in for a no. Please get out.
could I at least have the key?
Absolutely not.
But if we have to examine the victim again,
Then the esteemed inspector knows where to find me. In my cabin. In bed. Good night, Constable Zelda.
All right.
that's
Oh.
the bullet from the Baroness's
I
clothes.
didn't think I was getting.
don't know
I didn't think
much
that was a
about
bullet. I
guns.
thought that was some kind of
Legrand will
like
be
death
able to tell me more
certificate.
about it.
Who else is down here? Examine the hallway. Examine door to Legrand's cabin. Well, see what
That is
Legrand has to
Legrand's
say.
cabin.
Come in. Ah, Zelda, are you ready?
Good morning, Inspector Legrand.
Are you ready for this? Ba-ba-da-da-da-da. And then we just start partying, and then ignore the
But I
murder.
think I'm okay.
Chloral hydrate. That's why you have a headache. I found traces of it in your champagne glass.
What have you found out so far?
The Baroness was shot in the chest at close range. We heard the shot. The murderer quickly fled the cabin and dropped the murder weapon over the railing later. A simple story so far.
But why was her cabin door locked?
Exactly. If the murderer wanted to make it seem like a suicide, He'd have shot her in the head and left the gun at the crime scene.
And if it was murder, why did he go to all the trouble of locking the door from inside? And how did he manage that anyway?
Especially since we arrived just a few seconds later and didn't see anyone near the cabin.
Something doesn't make sense here.
No, it doesn't, and it's driving me crazy.
Murder
Did
weapon.
you find the murder weapon?
On the gangway on the side of the ship. I suspect the murderer tried to drop it into the sea. He would have stood close to the railing to let it fall unseen.
And since he doesn't know the ship, he had bad luck and dropped it right onto the gangway.
Indeed. And do you find that probable?
Not a bit.
Neither do I.
What kind of a gun is it?
A pistol. A Luger '08.
Antique.
Manufactured 1,000,000 times during and after the First World War. Austrian model. The owner is David Kreutzer, the violinist. We found him tonight totally drunk on the bow of the ship. He confirmed that it's his gun, but he claims that it was stolen from him.
Fingerprints.
I
But it's
see.
worth mentioning that the clip was missing 2 bullets.
That means there was 2 shots.
And it's definitely the murder weapon.
The ballistic tests are incomplete. Actually, I've been waiting far too long for the bullet recovered from the corpse. Pay the good doctor a visit, Zellner, and see that he does his job.
About the bullet.
I already have it.
Excellent. Give it to me. As I suspected, a 7.65 Parabellum Luger.
Don't you want to examine it in more detail?
When I have time. For now,
Well,
we
gee,
can
thanks.
assume that we have the murder weapon.
I had to go through a lengthy dialogue cutscene to get that bullet for you, and you're just gonna say,
May I
"Eh, I'll
take a
do it
look at the
later."
Baroness's cabin?
We already
Rude.
searched it thoroughly.
Sure. But what about now, by daylight?
Yes, fine, it can't hurt. Here, take this with you.
Thanks. I'll let you know if I find anything important.
But only then, please. I'm very busy.
Of course. Do you believe the violinist?
He'll be the first person I question.
Why?
He claims he can't remember anything from the last few hours. Says he drank a bottle of schnapps.
He was on the train and he doesn't have an alibi.
I mean, there are way bigger
His
suspects than
drunkenness could
guy
be a
said he was
smokescreen.
drunk.
He fits the profile. He travels a lot, has access to high society. Could be interesting.
And this chloral hydrate?
Is a tranquilizer. Can be dissolved in alcohol. The effect begins in minutes and lasts for hours. Who gave you the glass of champagne?
The captain, according to someone else.
I believe it was Captain DeConti.
If believing were enough for us, we'd have become priests, Constable. Be a
Oh.
policeman and find out for sure.
Understood. You think that the jewel thief is the murderer?
Possible.
Our friend would have needed another key to open the safe and steal the second eye, the one the Baroness was carrying. At least, that's what we imply.
What do you mean?
The Baroness was famous for her forgetfulness. I convinced
Making
her to give
her-
me the third key. It seems safer for the eye.
The
I guess.
thief searches the Baroness's cabin looking for the third key.
She returns from the saloon earlier than expected.
Surprises him, and he can't allow her to identify him.
He imprisons her
Okay.
until the coast is clear, and then shoots her.
And thus, the thief becomes a murderer.
But still doesn't have all the keys.
Are you sure that there's no bomb inside this time?
Yeah.
Professor Lucien locked it in front of an audience, and it will be opened for the first time in Cairo.
Let's hope so.
It would take hours to crack it, and you'd need heavy machinery.
Or the keys.
Or the 3 keys, that's right.
Do you really think...
Why is it
that
every
the
time I
Raven
talk to this man,
is
he's like,
behind all this?
"Are
He
you
wrote the letter
sure?
that was on the
Are
safe.
you sure it's the Raven?"
Without the letter, we wouldn't have opened the safe, and the bomb wouldn't have exploded.
But it doesn't seem like him, does it? The Raven was famous in part because he never hurt anyone, much less killed anyone, during a burglary.
It's his handwriting, and he called me...
Yeah.
Nico.
Okay. Yep.
No one
We know this. We know
chased
this.
that man
You tell
across
us every
Europe for
time.
years.
Every
It
time
is
you
him.
tell us this.
It has to be him.
But the evidence...
Enough.
I'll be on my way. I want to
I
find
cannot
out
deal
who
with that
gave me
back
the
and forth
drug
between them
champagne.
again.
Good idea.
It's always the exact same thing.
Inspector Legrand, are you okay?
Yes, I'm
Maybe
fine.
you should take a break.
I can sleep once I've caught the raven. Goodbye.
No, sleep now.
Be seeing you.
Sleep is good for you. Alright, so now that I'm playing this game 2 days back to back, I actually remember what I was doing. And we're gonna go see the captain, who I believe is in the saloon. I think. I don't have to go see the captain. And I haven't been to the saloon. Just putting two and two together. Are you in here? Mario. I already forget his name. Oh, look, there he is. This is like the worst bar music ever. Nope. Examine ice bucket. You gonna do the ice bucket challenge,
Alcoholic drinks
Zellner?
and everything that goes with them is top notch on this ship. Fresh ice and tongs.
Could always use a good pair of tongs.
What is the meaning
I saw you
of
pocket
this?
them tongs, boy.
The police light-fingered nowadays?
I need this tool for a criminal investigation.
I don't.
Why didn't you say so?
I just...
How?
Zellner has an incredibly specific
you could answer a few
brand of,
questions.
what is it, kleptomania?
What was your experience
Where
of
he
that
exclusively will steal ice tongs.
Dinner was fantastic.
Barbecue tongs is not his thing.
Everyone was
Just
excited
ice tongs.
about having a pleasant drink under the stars. And then this.
night? You were in the saloon all night long.
As the captain, I have to care for my passengers. After you and
You
the
know,
others crashed out,
he kinda looks like Lou Albano.
festive atmosphere. But when the alarm goes off, I lose the battle.
But today,
How was the bell?
and I think he's been dead for a
She
decade.
really surprised me. After she was so unapproachable at the reception and didn't show her face for the entire afternoon, I was afraid she was one of the beaux and bourgeoisie. But then she arrived in the early evening in the best of moods.
That's actually pretty close. He's been dead for 9 years.
You know what I mean?
Did she say anything to you?
She asked me where Legrand's cabin was. I told her, then invited her to come for drinks in the evening. I said it would be great fun. The whole ship will be there, and you don't want to miss that.
I mean, it's
Huh?
And
I
then-
understand like the lower amount of character models, like, you know, a little easier to make the game, but it's hard to make this ship hip hop in place when there's
And it goes to life.
I've seen like 5 people on board. The captain, 3 police officers, the Baroness, her,
At some point,
haven't seen the
she didn't
kid,
feel well
and his
anymore.
mom.
She overdid it a bit.
Also, I feel like there should have been at least like one new character, other or one more outside of the captain, because obviously someone's gotta
At first, she didn't want to.
pilot the boat.
She wanted to stay in the saloon.
Is it pilot?
But then she
Pilot
realized
boats?
that she
You drive
really did
boats.
need to lie down. We left together.
Be the captain.
The rest of the story.
Boys and
Everyone
champagne.
drink from the same bottle of champagne last night.
There was more than one bottle, if that's what.
But yeah, people taking the train to the boat, sure, it makes sense that they're all on the train
The
somewhere.
last bottle of champagne, the
But-
one the Baroness drank from.
You think there would be
Did
other people
anyone else drink
boarding
from
the
it?
ship from elsewhere.
We have reason to believe that the champagne was drugged.
Incredible. But wouldn't that have made everyone drowsy?
Yes,
Not
if everyone
it was
drank
only
from
the
it.
Baroness's glass that was drugged.
I see. That's possible. On a night like that, many glasses are filled and empty. There are several stewards, many guests.
So many guests, as you can see.
A few drops.